Hello, my dear church boys, and welcome back to St. Robert's Daygame podcast. And today's guest is Buttman, the first guy I ever coached. He's a great daygamer, one of my first wings. We met in Riga. He has done most of his daygame in Riga, but now recently he moved to London. He's living there and daygaming there. He took around 2 years of the daygame, and now he's back. He has appeared on my podcast two times before. The first time was episode 4. Episode 4, can you imagine that? How long ago was that? This is like 80 something. That was episode 4, one of the first episodes. And it's titled How a New Daygamer Got 20 Lays in Less Than a Year. And then again on episode 20, we talked about what we do to get laid on first dates fast. This time we're talking about his journey in general, catching up about everything that has happened since we last met, and talking about him getting back in Daygame, how he did that, and what his experience getting back in Daygame after such a long break was. He is also a deacon in our Daygame Church Telegram group chat, and if you're not there, then what deacon means, it's a guy who has at least 30 lays from Daygame, a guy who I think really knows Daygame, knows what he's talking about when he's giving advice. So if you want to say hi to him and chat to him there, then simply join our Daygame Church Telegram group chat. It's really simple. Just go to my website, strobert.blog. It is strobert.blog. Fill the form to join the mailing list, and in the welcome email you will get an invitation link to join our group chat. You will need a Telegram app to do it. It's the same as WhatsApp, but just, in my opinion, much better for group chats. Okay, and a little bit about what's happening right now and what are my plans for the rest of the year, or specifically for October. So I'm back in Ukraine. I was in Riga for a week, but now I'm back in Ukraine. I'm coaching a few guys there, and then in October, me and a few of my Daygame friends are going to Spain, to a nice, lovely city on the beach. I'm going, Mr. T is going, most likely Mario is joining us, most likely Paulo is joining us, a few other Daygamers, a few of my friends are joining us there. Why? Because, well, it's my birthday in October, and it's Mr. T's birthday in October, and it's Paulo's birthday in October, so we're all going to Spain to celebrate our birthdays together. After spending October in Spain, I'm leaving Europe because, it's getting cold. I don't like cold weather, so I'm gonna go to some places in Mexico, US, and a few other and a few places in South America. But while I will be in Spain, I will have 3 coaching spots there. One of those spots is already taken by a guy who's coming over from Canada. So there are 2 more coaching spots left in Spain in October. So if you wanna join us on our trip to Spain, and if you want one of the 2 last coaching spots in Europe this year, then head over to my website, strobert.blog. It is strobert.blog, and on the top menu, click on Learn Daygame. There is a description of how the coaching is happening. Read all of it, and at the bottom of a page, fill the form, and I'll get back to you with all the additional information, dates, prices, etc. And a big reason why it's a smart idea to get coaching in a city that I'm going to for a month is, well, let's say you are in a place like Sweden or UK and you want to get some coaching, you want me to come over there to coach you. Well, I could do that, but if you get, let's say, 5 days of coaching or 3 days of coaching or whatever, I would go there for those days, I would coach you, and then I would leave. So you would get all of those days in like 3 days in a row, or like 5 days in a row. But when you come to a place where I am for a month, like Spain in this example, you can come for a longer period of time, and we will stretch those coaching days over more days, which means let's say we do like 2 days of coaching, then we take 2 days off, we do 2 more days of coaching, we take 2 more days off, we do 1 more day of coaching. And that way you don't get as tired, you get to practice it on your own, you get to daygame on your own, you kind of make sure you'll be able to daygame on your own after coaching. So that's really a good idea. So as I said before, if you want to join us on the trip there, if you want to take this opportunity, then head over to my website, fill the form, and we'll see each other in October in Spain. I'm actually myself pretty excited to go there because I really want to chill on a beach. And after I'm done with coaching in Spain, I'll just go to Mexico to a small beach for a few weeks just to chill out on my own. No day game, no coaching, maybe some podcasts. I might not even do podcasts. I just want a little vacation. And then I'll go to one or two cities in the US, in the south of US, where it's gonna be warm in mid-November. I'll coach a few guys there, and then, well, I'll just go travel around South America until the spring. And now let's get to the conversation with Buttman.
So guys, here we are with I think the first guy I ever coached Daygame. Were you the first guy I ever coached Daygame? I think you were.
Damn right I was.
Damn right you were. How did we call you? We called you Batman, right? That was your
Batman, yeah.
Buttman, yeah. Oh, Buttman, yeah, right. That was the joke. Because we've done a few interviews with you before. We did an interview about a new day gamer who got, I don't know, 17 or how many lays did you get in your first 6 months or something, or first year? It was like...
No, the podcast name of it was, I think, 20 lays in almost a year or something like that.
Yes. 20 day game, 20 lays in 1 year. That was the first one we did. And then we did What We Do on Dates to Get Laid Fast, which was a long ass podcast episode we recorded in your apartment in Riga when I had come back from my first month-long trip to Belgrade, Serbia. And that was years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and you had a break from Daygame. You were doing really, really good in Riga. Then you went to some other places, and you had a break. Then you were focusing on your business more, and now you moved to one of the Daygame meccas, I would say, the most overgamed place in the world, I think, after Playa del Carmen.
Probably.
You moved to London in United Kingdom. So what I want to do is actually to just catch up to know how you did in game, adventures you had, crazy stories you had, other places you've day gamed, because you had some funny stories from Amsterdam, and you had some stories from, what was it, Milan or Madrid?
No,
what was it?
Madrid and Rome.
Madrid and Rome. Yeah, that's how we started calling you Buttman.
Yeah.
Let's just say Mario would be really proud of what you did there. That's what he tries to do on every fucking date. And now you're in London, and you're back day gaming again, quite seriously. You had some success there. You're back in the group chat. You're a deacon there again. So you probably have some insight about places like Riga versus places like London. What are the differences in game? So where do we start? When did you take your break from Daygame? How long ago was that?
Actually, it was almost right after the last podcast that we did. I think it was in August that we did the podcast, and about a week or 2 weeks after that, I decided to take a break.
So why did you decide to take a break?
Because I wanted to start a business, and I knew that it's gonna be hard to focus on two things at the same time. Especially I have to work as well, and then to dedicate all the 3 hours to starting a business, and Daygame also takes a lot of time. So so I took a break, but I never thought it's gonna be so long, you know.
Yeah, because you took like 2 years off or something? Not 2 years, but like 1.5, almost one. You took like 1.5 years off, right?
No, it was almost 2 years.
Because I have been traveling nonstop for what, like 2 years, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
I think it's a little less than 2 years. So when you got back to Daygame a few months back, so it's like 1 year 9 months, 1 year 7 months, something like that.
Something like that.
Okay, and so you moved to London back then. You first tried to moving to London already back then. Do I remember correctly?
It was right before the pandemic in March that I moved here the first time, and then 6 months later I went back to Latvia, and now I'm back here.
You're back in London. So when did you get back to Daygame exactly?
I think it was the first sets that I did was about 2 months ago. 2.5 months ago. When I joined when I joined back in the group chat, I think that was the time when I started.
Yeah, and it's always visible when someone has taken a long break and the questions they ask.
I didn't ask no questions.
You said some things and that were
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy has taken a break. But then you get I think it was most visible in the advice you were giving, but then you got back to giving really good advice really fast. So it seems you adapted to getting back in Daygame very fast. So you got back in game 2 months ago. How long did it take to get you your first play after being back?
Guess.
A week.
1 day.
1 day.
Yeah, on the first day it was so strange because remember when I met last time you in Riga, I said it's gonna take me 1 week to get a same delay.
Yeah.
You said no fucking way, man. You need at least a month or something like that. And but the first time I attempted was back in Riga. I didn't get LA that fast. But here, the first day I went out, I mean, my voice was fucking shaking. I couldn't talk for longer than a minute with the girl, so either I just tried to close within the first 2 minutes or just to eject. And I did 13 or 14 sets the first day. I got 2 numbers, and but it was quick numbers. I thought they're gonna flake anyway, so I didn't really pay much attention. I just wanted to get back into the game, and so yeah. And the next day I went out. First that I did, after about 2 minutes leaving the house, I saw a girl approached, turned into a same delay.
So you did 13 sets, you went back home.
Yeah.
You did another set and you got the same delay.
No. The next day when I went out.
Oh, the next day. Okay, yeah. Okay. Amazing. So how was AEA when you were kind of getting ready to go back out?
Oh, it was. I really felt it. It was just fucking hell. I don't want to do it, and it was like, yeah. It was, what do I say? And yeah, it was pretty bad. And even though I could overcome myself, but in the set, I was nervous, and that was the worst part probably.
Yeah, because you were always the guy who didn't really have much AA. You just went and you day game then, and
yeah, but in the
was
set
never
it
a big
comes
problem
out.
for you.
Yeah, but it comes out in the set for me if I'm nervous.
Yeah. So was the date was the same delay straightforward, or was it like, how did it go?
It was it was a rainy day and she was just coming from a job, and we lived very close to each other, which turned out to be, which I found out later. And so I just but first I said another time let's go for a drink. I went for a number close, and then I didn't think that she was really interested, so I was like, well, I'll just test her interest level. And I said, well, let's go for a drink right now. She's like, right now? I said, yeah. She's like, okay. I was surprised that she agreed. So we went back during the rain and like it was windy. So we walked for another 20 minutes, actually next to her job where she just came from. And at this point, I wasn't really thinking anything because this was the first date in months. And yeah, so we had a drink. I had another drink in the same venue. Went to another venue. There she kind of started escalating on me, and then yeah, we had one drink there. We both had to take the same train home, and in the train I said, let's go to my place, and she's like, no, I'm going home. I was like, I said nothing. I was like, I think maybe I said, no, we're going to my place. She's like, no, I'm going home. And then I just shut up until we arrive at the station, and I lived very close to the station. And yeah, as soon as we stepped out of I said, let's just go for one drink, my place. She's like, no, I have to go home. And then, no, she actually said, come on, you're a good looking guy. You can find another girl. Why do you need me? So at that point, I understood there wasn't enough comfort. It was just a lot of attraction, and I hadn't built enough comfort for her. And, but then I said, well, it's just 30 minutes. And she said, okay. And then there was a little bit of resistance right before sex, but nothing really major.
And the rest is history.
Rest is history. Also, she's history now.
Did you see her again, or was it like a one-time thing?
No, I saw her once again, but I guess she wanted to like go for walks and do stuff like that as well. Whereas my messages were like, hey, are you available today for like 2 hours in the evening?
Oh,
So
okay.
to the last message, she just didn't respond, and that's it.
Yeah. A lot of them don't like there are some chicks that really like that setup where you just meet and fuck and then go separate ways, and some chicks want to like hang out a little bit. And,
Yeah.
it's kind of different with different chicks. Okay, so that was a few months ago. How have you been doing since?
Well, I still have breaks. Like I haven't been out for 3 weeks because I've been sick, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you got COVID.
yeah, and it was really bad actually. And right before that, I was going out every day, and I was doing the 5 to 10 approaches a day probably, or unless I get an insta date. But yeah, I got 2 lays in 3 days, and then I had also some other dates which I had to cancel because I got sick. But I was getting into a really good rhythm. I could feel it, and then the fucking COVID.
So were you day gaming in the same typical locations like Oxford Street and all those areas, or somewhere else?
I did do in the beginning, especially I did do a lot of Oxford Street, but
And if
now
it's if it's somewhere else, like a really good secret location, I suggest just saying it's somewhere else, but not telling the location. That's a
I know I wasn't gonna say it.
yeah. Don't
because
because it's like fishing. It's like fishing. There's no point in you wanna go fishing. Ask a fisherman where to go. Every fisherman will tell you one spot, and everyone
yeah,
knows that spot. If you
no,
want to know
but
the real good spots, then we'll find them on your own. That's
the spot that I'm usually at, James Tusk talks about it all the time. So I don't, and I've seen some other day gamers there as well.
oh,
So
so it's fine. Yeah.
it's not really a secret, but still, there's maybe some guys who listen who don't go there, and let's keep it that way.
Yeah. I totally. I'm actually. I'm always like that. I don't think day gamers should share all the best spots, and it's just
Yeah.
as with fishing. Once you tell everyone about the spot, it's not that good anymore.
And the thing in London, there's so many spots. Like any street almost is better than the main street in Riga.
Exactly. So you got a few lays. Wait, how? So you got your same day lay and then 2 more lays, or yeah? Or
No, 3 afterwards. Afterwards, 3 more lays.
so your same day lay, 3 lays after that. That's like in one and a half months, something like that, right?
Well, that's the overall time, but I've been day gaming. I took a month off at some point, and now it's again 3 weeks off. So I really been day gaming for a month, I think.
Wait, so you started gaming 2 months ago?
Yeah, no, maybe 2.5 months ago. Then I did like 2 weeks, a month off because I was sick once again, and then I did 2 weeks, I think again, and now it's been 3 weeks that I haven't done anything.
Okay, so that's like those lays that are actually super fast, basically one after the other.
Yeah.
What helped you? What helped you to get back on the horse so freaking fast? Because for some guys, getting back after a break is hard. For others, it's easy. For me, the only hard part was AA. But once I got over AA, I was getting great results as soon as I got back. So what about you? What helped you get good results so fast right after getting back out on the streets?
Actually, I didn't really consider them fast apart from the same day late that happened on the second day, which I thought was just like I don't know, a gift from someone. But other than that, I'm getting way less numbers than I used to. My sets are a lot shittier, and it's been a struggle and a grind when I do go out, especially the first time.
Yeah, but you still got like 4 lays in a few weeks, basically.
Yeah, but there was a
Are
lot
you
of rejection. Yes.
There was a lot of rejection. This isn't Riga, it's London, man.
I know, and I'm not used to it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like sometimes when you really crack a city, you are on like a god mode where you just go do 10 sets and get like 2 dates out of that, and
Yeah.
and have like incredible, unbelievable open to lay ratios, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, and also, well, I don't know what helped me just going out regularly. I don't think there was anything else because even my day game structure was shitty, and I didn't even know that I wasn't following really or saying the right things or doing the right thing, but just putting in the numbers.
Okay, well, yeah, we must kind of take into account that you're a really good-looking dude, really young, like you're mid to late. You're a really good-looking dude.
Well, thank you.
You're better looking than I am for sure for the average girl.
Wow.
And you're young. You're like what, like mid-20s, mid to late 20s?
28.
28. Yeah. It does play a role, and people who say that age doesn't play a role. Well, I did a coaching call today with a guy who's 63, and one of the things that people have to understand, the older they get, it does play a role. It doesn't play as much of a role as older guys would like to think, because still you can get great results. And him being 63 years old, I hope he will write a story about his first ever day game lay that turned into a mini relationship with a girl several decades younger than him.
Nice.
And you've also day gamed where? You've day gamed in Amsterdam,
A little bit in Amsterdam, yeah.
in Madrid,
And
in
Rome.
Rome.
Yeah.
And in chronological order, the first one was Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
So, just so guys, because guys are laughing. I was talking to a student, and he said that whenever he thinks about how he's gonna struggle in his city, which has like 6 million people, because he will be the guy, then he always laughs and thinks, well, Robert did all the things I'm afraid of in Riga. He did all of them. He can't day game in Riga anymore, because I literally can't day game in Riga anymore. Whenever I go back there, I reopen all the time. Like,
Yeah.
even though I haven't gamed there much for the last 2 years, I was there in June, and I reopened several checks. So tell the story that happened in Amsterdam.
Oh. So yes, there was in Amsterdam. I wasn't really even going for the pool because I didn't have logistics. I was living way outside the center, and I had limited time. But I still wanted to get some approaches in, just because it was the first time gaming outside of Riga or Latvia. So yeah, I was doing a few approaches. Then I approach a girl, and she's looking at, and she was with sunglasses, and I do my opener, and she's looking kind of funny at me, and I was like. And I noticed, and I say, why are you looking at me like that? Do like we know each other or something? And I was saying it in English, and she takes off the glasses, and she starts speaking in Latvian. She's like, yeah, you approached me and said the exact same shit back in Latvia 6 months ago. I was like, wow. But she liked it. She was like, and I said, I guess you have a boyfriend. She's like, yeah. So yeah.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. So that was the Amsterdam story. So how was Madrid?
Well, Madrid was perfect. I liked it.
Liked it.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice girls that I liked with really good bodies, like nice tits, nice ass, don't wear no bras, it's hot, and yeah, just overall, and also back then at least there was like tourists, not maybe so much tourists, but expats.
Yeah.
So it was nice. I liked it. I wanted to move there.
So how much have you day gamed in Madrid? Because me and a few of my friends are doing a day game trip to a beach city that shall remain secret in Spain in October. We're going there to celebrate my and Mr. T's and Paulo's birthday. So we're gonna throw a party, and we're going. A few friends. Mario is coming. I invited you as well. Yeah. And I'll also take a few students there with me. I have 3 coaching spots available for Spain. So how did you like day gaming in Spain in general?
I enjoyed it. I did an overall like 90 sets, and I got 3 lays out of it. And I don't know, I really liked it there.
Can you tell the story about that lay?
Which one?
The goal which you had.
But that was in Rome.
Oh, that was in Rome. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything interesting from Madrid?
There is one big lesson, I guess, but everybody already knows it from the chat because.
Whatever, just tell, because a lot of people listening to this podcast, I think most of the people listening to this podcast are not on our group chat, actually.
Okay. So for the uninitiated, there was, my goal was to just get one of those really attractive Spanish girls, and she had to be Spanish. Like there was a lot of Polish girls and blah, 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 but I wanted to get just one of those nice young looking Spanish girls. And I had a lay before with a Russian girl, and my last day I ran into her on the streets when I was day gaming, and I said it wasn't really going well, so I said, it's my last day, do you want to come over in the evening? she said, I'll think about it or something. She was going somewhere, so she didn't give me really an answer. And I kept daygaming, and I think I received a message from her that she can't come over in the evening. And right after that, I noticed the girl, and I approached this girl, and it went really well. We went on an Insta date, and she was back at my place within an hour, and it ended as the same day late. So, and I was going to message already this girl back right before I saw her and approached her. And I just thought, well, maybe just one more. And the last one, she was Spanish, one of like probably the best buddy I ever had. So yeah, that was good.
Nice. You know, it's always the you've done so many sets, you're so tired.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
that's
gonna
what
do
I
one
was saying.
more.
That's the lesson that everybody pretty much already knows, but it's the doing it.
Yeah, because I've had those when you like do 9 sets and you're walking back, and you're like, this chick looks like she's with a camera, she looks touristy, and looks around. I gotta do one more open, and then it's like same day late, same day delay, like all this crazy, crazy, crazy shit. I've had stories like that in several cities.
Yeah.
And so, how did you do in Rome? Because I never day gamed in Italy.
In Rome, it was, I think about 60 opens, 2 lays, but in general, yeah, it was good. I got one Italian girl, one Cuban, one same day delay, one just first date lay, and there was the anal story, I guess, that you wanted me to tell.
Yes. Tell this. I think we told it on the previous podcast,
I
but let's
did,
go
yeah.
over it again because it's a
Okay.
funny story. It's a cool story.
Okay, so yes, the stereotype about Italian girls or Italians is that they like anal sex. I don't know why, but there is such a stereotype.
Shout out to Mario.
Yeah, and so I knew it, I heard about it, and I was like, man, I wanna fuck one of these girls, Italian girls, in the ass. So the first date that I went on, yeah, we went back at my place. I think we were having sex, and at some point I just asked, like, do you like anal? She's like, yeah, I like it, it's nice. And then we did it.
But she said, yeah, I like it, but not on a first time or something.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you actually remember better than me.
Yeah, it's a hilarious story, man.
She said, yeah, I like it, but not on the first time, and something like that. And I think 5 minutes later we were doing it.
I remember. So one good thing is when I do these trips, where like we did the trip in Serbia with the friends like 2 years ago, and then we went to Playa del Carmen with Mario and Paulo and Mr. T. And now we did this trip in Ukraine with a few guys, and the beautiful thing is you get to hang out with many day gamers and actually talk about life and about kind of their history and their stories. And it's guys from very different backgrounds. I've coached and hanged out with amazing crypto guys and guys that do all types of businesses, and I've learned so much from them, and I learned so much from each other because they can have these amazing conversations. And I was hanging out with Mario in Mexico last winter or this spring, I don't remember. And so he told me that when back in the days he used to be a promo guy for the clubs. He would go out and on the streets and he would promote clubs. He would sell tickets on the streets and he would get people to come to clubs.
Yeah.
And since he was always the guy setting everything up, he would always like every night pull a different chick. And before I met him for coaching, he had probably more lays than I had lifetime. He had over 100 lays from his kind of clubbing days, but he was in his mid-30s and he wasn't clubbing anymore, so that stuff didn't work anymore. So he wanted to actually be able to date these younger girls, even though he was in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
And so he told me the stories from promoting days, how he and all the guys in the city or like the island or something like that, I don't remember where exactly it was, that would have this competition where it was the summer, it was from a date to a date, and they would compete who would get more points, and each lane was 1 point. And everyone would chip in some money. It wasn't a lot, but maybe it was, I don't remember, but kind of like winner takes all. But they had a rule that each hole counts as 1 point. So if you had sex, then oral and anal, that was 3 points with one chick.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he would do this, like sometimes just to get the points, they would go for some really, really, really questionable quality chicks. just to win this race, and they would bang really ugly chicks just to get those points. And obviously not him. He only got the hottest ones. He's an amazing dude. Of course. That he was telling
like
me,
we all
I had
do.
this. He thought, oh, dude, that's a whole. So let's say we take all of your day game lays or all of my day game lays. This is one thing that people don't realize, that and you can either confirm or deny this, because this is my experience, and I know a lot of other guys experience, is that since we are so fucking horny all the time, because we're used to this amount of new partners all the time, and having a bunch of regulars, and sometimes when and then you day game all the time, maybe you go to a new city, and yes, you get like the very nice kind of chicks that you would think, oh, this is a really nice chick, and really nice to get LA, and then you have the chicks that you sleep with her, and this is the quality that you get to brag to everyone, and she's just amazing. But then once in a while you get those like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that, and I will never tell anyone I did it. And like, can you confirm it that this is the case?
The fact that you have these girls as well?
Yeah, like once in a while you get someone where you go home after that and you take a long shower and you're like thinking about your life decisions.
Now recently I haven't, but
recently, yes, recently I haven't too, but
in the beginning,
yeah.
for sure, yeah, I've had some where they asked, "Can we meet again?" And no fucking way. I'm not single anymore.
No fucking way, right? It's just,
but
especially when you're learning, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not been, because sometimes the girls, they just on street they look better, and then they show up on a date looking like shit, and you're like, oh, okay, well we're already here, so let's just do it.
Like, yeah, might as well do it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, and and usually they are really interested, so it's like, okay.
Actually, I've had these experiences where a chick seems really nice on the street as a person, but then she comes on a date and she seems really, really bitchy.
Yeah.
And then I start treating her really bad just because she's so, like, I just don't care. Just like, she's so bitchy that I just want to go home and watch some TV series instead of spending my time with her. And I think partially because I'm treating her like that, she gets more attracted.
Yeah, for sure, that happens.
I had a lay like that here in Ukraine, where I go on a date with this chick, and she's just like, I talked about this in one of the previous podcasts, and she's just an incredible princess, like just princessy as fuck. She was so princessy. She not only decided to order food, which I'm fine with, but she didn't like the dish, didn't even try it. She was cutting the meat. She didn't like the way it cut. It was too hard, like too stiff, or whatever the term is. And she sent it back to the kitchen without even trying it.
Yeah.
And I just called her out. I just said, listen, there's the stereotype of the Ukrainian chicks that are really like princessy and bitchy. And it's like, I've been on dates with tons of Ukrainian girls, and I've never met one. You're the first one. You're the Ukrainian girl stereotype. And you're not even Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And I just said this to her face.
Well, how did she react to that?
She didn't say anything, but because I said it pretty much in these words, but like kind of laughing and just kind of making fun of her a little bit.
She was probably thinking, fuck, it's true.
Yeah, probably. And then when we started playing questions game, as soon as I asked the question, so if you were writing a book and everyone would read it, your family and everyone, what 3 things you've done you would not write in the book? And she started saying, oh, like, I wouldn't say that I never liked any of the guys I fucked, and it's not a few guys, it's a lot, and I used to be a cam girl, and blah blah blah. And then again, the date took a different turn, kind of switched in a different mode, and the rest was history. But yeah, but that's more like, she was still really, really hot, but she was just bitchy. But yeah, back in the day, I would do these very, very questionable things, and especially if I do some online stuff in city where you can't really do any day game just because the city is too small. So you're back in London right now. What's the plan day game wise? What's the plan day game wise?
Day game wise is just to get back as soon as I can and to get into a rhythm, because nothing replaces like rhythm and momentum, I think. And to get good at day game, you need it. If you 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, it's not ideal, I guess. No,
Yeah,
I know it's not.
it's not ideal, of course. Yeah. So what are you looking for? Are you looking for the same old lifestyle that you and me used to live before, or something else? Or
No, actually, I want a wife and like a few kids now.
so how serious was this answer?
It wasn't serious at all. No, I
So what are you
want.
looking for? The same lifestyle?
Yeah, I want.
Okay.
I was having fun, so I changed.
Yeah, no. I'm just asking because there are a
No,
lot of guys
actually,
that are looking for something else right now.
no. Yeah, that's true. No, I would. The ideal lifestyle would be to also travel, but right now I just started a new job. I'm not even sure I like it, so I might be changing it. So we will see. But the goal is, yeah, to be remote and to travel and Daygame.
Nice. Well, this winter, me and probably Mario, probably Mr. T, a bunch of guys probably from the US will join as well. We're all going somewhere to probably Central America, maybe South America. We'll see what's what with the COVID and which countries we can go to. So, the door
Yeah.
is always open. And you've been invited to the birthday party in Spain. We'll be in a nice, great beach city. What is that sound?
Ah, sorry.
We'll be having some fun there, throwing a party. I've even invited some of my friends from Latvia, and I've invited my mom and my sister and my brother.
So it's that kind of party.
Oh, it's gonna be all types of parties. I think during the day it's gonna be polite party, and then during the night we're gonna kind of say, okay, I think I'm gonna tell to everyone, behave until midnight, and then let's start doing all the retarded shit once
So
once
Russell's
the
during the
sun sets.
day. Russell's
Russell
during
is
the day.
during the day. Russell is during the day. Yeah.
And the ropes come out after midnight.
The ropes and everything else any people can imagine come out later, and we're gonna have a great party. So I hope you join us there. Anything else you want to share with the guys about your stories, your experience, or any advice or anything like that?
I don't really know. It's a broad question, man.
Yeah, well, maybe you have like, if so, listen. So a question. Let's put it like that. You took 1.5 years off, almost
Yeah.
2 years off. Let's say someone is listening to this podcast who has had some time off from game, maybe a few months, maybe a few years. What would you suggest as the first step for them to get back in the game?
Just go out of the house and do 10 sets right now. To me, that is. I don't know. Now I understood that not all people maybe can do it or can push themselves. So just do the minimum basic stuff that you can do, and do volume of it. If you can only give a compliment, just do 10 compliments a day the first day, and I think that's the easiest stuff you can do right away.
Okay. Well, man, thank you for doing this. It has been great to catch up with you because I had no idea what you've been up to and how you've been doing. It's really good to hear you are back out there gaming. You're doing so well. You're in a different city, having different experiences. Thanks a lot for doing it, and have a good night, man.
Thank you, and you too.
Ciao.
Ciao.
If you want to ask him any more questions, then you can do so in the Daygame Church Telegram group chat. And if you want to join me on my trip to Spain and use one of the last 2 coaching spots in Europe this year, then as I said before, head over to my website, fill out the form, and I'll get back to you with all the details. And if you want to support this podcast, it's really simple and completely free, and that's if you like it. And it helps more than you know. So simply, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like this video, click the notification bell icon. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, just leave a review there, tell what you think about the podcast, or on Spotify, just follow this podcast. It helps me get seen by more people on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. I'm creating all of this content for free to help more guys like you. And if you listened to this until the end, then just do it. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next episode. Ciao.